right, so hey guys, this is the public speaking presentation by me, Aiden Barris.
I'm Noor.
And I'm Irene.
All right.
And this is our Public Speaking 2020 RTC. Okay, so not everybody's a good public speaker. However, you can learn. And so think about this like rhetorically. What do you think the hardest part about effective public speaking?
Well, I see the speaking part. You know, that can be hard.
Definitely.
Judgment, definitely.
I mean, like, I could tell from, like, personal experience. Okay, so one time in 5th grade, and this moment will haunt me forever. I was giving a presentation on Martin Luther King Jr., and apparently the whole time I was presenting, my fly was down. And when we were doing Q&As, the one guy was like, "Noor, your fly's down," in front of the whole class. And I was, like, mortified of public speaking after that for, like, ever. That's, like, a true story. Thank you, Andrew Cole, for that one. But, I mean, it's really important that, like, that you are confident in like what you're presenting, because if you can portray confidence, people are going to believe you. So the hardest part for me about public speaking is to like, I mean, everybody says like, oh, imagine like everybody else is naked in the audience, but like that just freaks me out. So the hardest part for me is like making sure that I'm portraying confidence so that way it doesn't look like I'm scared, if that makes sense. How about you, Irene? What's your hardest part about public speaking?
I think it's about, as a lot of people in the chats are saying, connecting with the audience and keeping everyone engaged. But yeah.
And this is our tip. This is our first tip. So the first tip for public speaking is to maintain eye contact. Make it feel like you're talking to the person, Shift from like people for every 2 seconds. But like, don't like stare one person down because then it just becomes uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Okay, and then it's really important to engage with the audience. Use hand movements, like use your body language. Like it's really important that like, even though like you can like look down at a paper the whole time, but like nobody is gonna like want to listen to you talk if you're just gonna stare at a paper, because then it's like, I could have read this. Number 2, instill passion. It's really important that like, if you're not passionate about what you're talking about, nobody else is gonna want to listen to you because they're all gonna think like, ugh, right? So it's really important that like, you use like a confident tone. Like if you're yelling, people are gonna be like, shut up. But if you're like, and if you're whispering, people are gonna be like, talk up. So it's really important that you're speaking with like, with your stomach, I guess. Like, I don't know if any of you took like 7th grade chorus, but like, it's really important to like speak up with your stomach and to like, make sure you're projecting. Another thing is that like, you don't want to like talk very, very fast, because if you talk so fast, nobody's gonna be able to like understand what you're saying, or they're not going to be able to make connections with what you're saying. Yes, say it with your chest. That's what it's called. All right.
So our third tip is know your material. I cannot stress this enough. Like, you really, really have to know your material. And it's not memorizing it, because you can memorize anything in the world. But when you actually have an understanding of something that you could think on your feet and improvise with it, you'll be able to do it in a clear way, in a way that's short enough for people to understand and not have to think too much about it. Then it'll have a dramatic effect on your public speaking, because you'll not only look more prepared, you'll look more confident, and when you look more confident, you'll actually be more confident, and the audience will be more receptive to you. And also, another benefit of that is you don't have to read off your slides and note cards too much, because when you do that, if you do it a little bit, it's completely fine, but try to refrain from doing it too much, because then it gives the look that you're unprepared, and then also it prevents you from doing good things like maintaining great eye contact. All right, so the next tip would be practice. Public speaking, you need to require practice. Even the worst speakers to the best speakers, they all practice. And that's actually how the worst speakers turn into the best speakers. And it's really also important to visualize you doing it, because when you visualize, it helps your brain think like you're actually doing it, and because of that, it just gives you an inherent advantage, because even though you may not be like talking in front of 100 people or how many people you're presenting in front of, you're doing the next best thing. And it's been proven when people visualize success, they're much more likely to be successful. And watch your speed, watch your practice, because a lot of people, when they public speak, they'll wind up talking really fast like this because they don't know, they get really nervous and talk fast, but they can't do that because it's much better and people understand and are much more receptive than when they talk slowly and in control. And you also want to use you want to practice your hand gestures so that you use them, but at the same time it's not too much. And make sure that you're not using too many filler words, because you could saying that the sky is blue today sounds a lot worse than just saying the sky is blue today. And also utilize space to your advantage. Make sure you're walking around, getting to see as many people as you can, and that also helps with your eye contact. All right, but this is probably the most important tip: confidence. When you're confident, that's just great. You're already 50%, 75% the way there, because when you have confidence, you're able to capture the audience. And even if you're not, then because you have confidence, you're much more likely to be able to in the future. And what's really important to obtain that confidence is trusting yourself. Because if you know your material, you practiced before, then yeah, you should trust yourself because you got this and you're good to go. And most importantly, if you act confident, you look confident. And then it's proven that when you act confident, even if you start off not confident, you eventually become more confident. And that's essential and really a great tip to utilize.
In conclusion, the 5 tips that we talked about to become a better speaker: first, you need to maintain eye contact and maintain engagement with the audience. Second is instill passion, and by this you use different fluctuations of your voice with volume, different speed levels. Third is knowing your material and not just memorizing it, but actually understanding it so you can more clearly convey it to your audience. Fourth is practice, of course, and as Aiden mentioned before, there are a lot of different drills and ways to practice. For instance, recording yourself or looking at yourself in the mirror for you to better be able to use your gestures more effectively. And lastly is, of course, having confidence, because if you don't have confidence and if you're not sure of yourself, then your audience will not be sure of the material that you're talking about either. So, of course, like as Aiden mentioned before, confidence is always the most important part.
Confidence is key.
Mm-hmm. And so we'll be doing a debate, actually. So just to get you guys all a bit of practice during this workshop. And the question is whether we should be having virtual schooling during quarantine.
Okay.
I just want to, oh yeah, Nora, you could go.
All right, so I guess I'll start off the debate so that way y'all can catch my vibe. So if you guys want to type in the chat who wants to go next, that way not all the mics are working at once so it doesn't on us. So okay. Should we have virtual schooling during quarantine? I personally believe that we should not have virtual schooling during quarantine. Not only have the ways that my teacher's been relaying the information to us has been unuseful, we are just looking for the quickest answer to try and get school done. It's not like I'm learning anything. I'm trying to figure out how I can just find the answers and be done with my day. Okay. All right. Next up, we'll have,
okay.
Wow, you guys are very invested in this.
Also, start out the pro.
Artemis is next.
I think that we should have school during quarantine, because otherwise, then what else would we do? You have to be able to stay focused, even if it's little. And of course, there should be a better way of running in a lot of places. But even so, they still have to have school because you need to be able to have the students stay sharp. And you don't want to have it be that when we went home and basically were locked in the doors for a little bit in mid-March, that was the end of our learning for the year. That shouldn't be what it is, because then we're going to be unprepared for next year.
Okay, next we have Carthamis. I love that name. It's like iconic.
Okay, so I don't agree with virtual schooling because people lose the incentive to like schedule their day out, and they lose the incentive to acquire better time management skills, as well as I feel as though I'm also being cheated out of a correct education because I'm not face to face with my teachers, and the work is easy to, cheat. So I don't really like that because I feel like it's cheating the students out of an education, as well as this is my junior year. I could use as many resources as I could possibly get.
All right, really nice. All right, Sarah Newen.
Yeah, I personally believe that virtual schooling should be instilled because, first of all, if we don't have one of the main reasons we're having this in the first place is because we all have a certain number of days to fulfill for school. So if we don't have it, then we're going to have to go into the summer. And I don't think anybody really wants summer school because we all have our own lives outside of it. And then, we have to make do with what we have. It's not going to be the same thing like if we were to be in school. We get to collaborate with our teachers, like one-on-one, and get a touch base with peers. It's not going to be perfect, but like I just said, we have to make do with what we have. And I think that the staff and what the state is doing, it's the best that they could do.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, Jacqueline, you seem to feel pretty strongly about this issue, so why don't you go?
Going after.
I agree that we should have it, but I don't like it because it's not really like you're learning anything. It's just sub work that they're giving, or busy work. And even if the teachers do try and plan out lessons, it's harder to teach things like math for students who struggle without having one-on-one help and things like that. So I feel like we're all going to go into the new year struggling a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, it's hard to feel motivated to do work in a place where you just sleep, eat, and I don't know, do whatever you do at your house. There's no it's not like motivation like if you were in a classroom.
All right, perfect. All right, Kayla McKinnon.
I feel as though we should continue online schooling as many students struggle with mental health issues during this time, and scheduling school and ensuring that they have time that they can use to collaborate and learn at home can aid this. Many students lack structure at home, so having online school would definitely help. Moreover, many parents have to also work from home, so occupying young children is a must, and keeping them doing work can also continue their mental growth, so that way there's not some sort of stop at their age.
Thank you. All right, Ann Stewart.
Sorry. I agree that the online schooling and the virtual schooling really sucks. But I feel like that a lot of it sucks because everyone is being lazy. Like there's no one person. It's blamed for the teachers and for the students. But I still feel that it's valuable because studies show that even though you're not in school and you're still doing work, you're still engaging yourself and you're still keeping that mental check. That's why we have summer work over the summer, so that we don't just completely lose everything. So even though it's really sucky, we still need this kind of schooling so that we don't go into the next school year even worse than we will this year.
Thank you. That's pretty valid. I completely agree. All right, so Holden, you can go. You seem to want to speak.
In addition to this, with virtual schooling, we have the ability to make up for the time, make up for the days that we would have missed in school. We're able to have that count and qualify. So not only, like Anne said, are we not going to be behind, and we're going to be more caught up and mentally prepared for moving forward, because after all, we're all being hit hard here. No matter where we are, we're all doing online school. But like I was saying before, we need to still fulfill the days, or else this is going to fall into another time and things are going to have to be pushed back even more than they are right now.
Thank you. All right, so this is going to be the last one because then we're going to wrap up. How about Caitlin Carmona?
Hi, yeah. So I think that online schooling or virtual schooling isn't really that helpful because I don't know about you guys, but for me, they cut our classes down to 25 minutes each. And that's like not enough for like any information that's like really valuable. And being a junior this year, like the teachers try and put in the effort to get us with like junior helping like to get into college and set us up for senior year. But it's not really working, and it's kind of just like suckish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But yeah.
absolutely. All right. Thank you to all those who spoke. You all did so well. You really captured what we were saying before and used it really effectively. So thank you.
Okay, before everybody goes, I'm posting a thing. Can you please fill out the Google form to talk about to count for your attendance in order to get a $50 decon voucher? And then Aiden, can you stop sharing the screen so we could all take like a selfie?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Real quick, please follow me on Instagram at NJ Key Club Division 19. All right,
Don't follow him.
And same with me at
Follow
NJ
me.
Key Club Div 17.
Yeah, but NJ Key Club Division, I will follow you back.
We won't. All right, everybody smile. Ready? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, next one. Ready? Everybody. 1, 2, 3. Next. 1, 2, 3. And last but not least, 1, 2, 3. You guys are like amazing. You guys are like my favorite group that I've presented to so far.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if we mentioned, but our contact information.
Oh, yeah.
Paste that in.
I'll share that real quick.
Afterwards, you can always contact us. Email us. And, yeah.
Or you can even ask your LTGs about us.
Oh, sure. All right. This is our contact info. And also, remember, Instagram, at NJ Key Club Division 19. It's a good follow. I guarantee you. I got some good content. I'll follow you back. I'm building up a fan base.
Next.
All right, guys. We have to start wrapping it up.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
11 out of 10. That's a little generous, isn't it? I mean, not for Nora. And
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. You guys are the best. You've been great. And have a great day.